What's up, guys? It's Jarom here from the Windy City Benders podcast, back on the Hockey Podcast Network's official YouTube channel. October is in the books, and it is time to see what teams were hot and what teams were not. First up, let's talk about the teams that are hot. Top three right now. First, we got the Carolina Hurricanes, who finished October 8-0 with a plus 21 goal differential. This team was top dog in the Central Division last year, and there was a lot of questions coming into this season after some very questionable moves this offseason by the Carolina front office. They decided not to bring back Dougie Hamilton. They traded Ned to Detroit because they didn't want to pay what he was asking for. They brought in Freddie Anderson and Antti Ratna, made a very interesting play at Kakaniemi, giving him an offer sheet, kind of a big FU to Montreal. But it so far has paid off. Freddie Anderson is 7-0 with a 1.29 goals against average. Shepnikov is putting up 11 points. Aho is getting 10 points, and as well as, the role guys getting it done in the points section as well. You got Trocheck and Teravainen, and even D'Angelo, who was another questionable move this offseason based on his off-ice opinions and everything like that. I think this team is the real deal, and they might be one you really have to watch out for coming out of the Eastern Conference. Number two, we have the Florida Panthers, who finished October 8-0-1 with a plus 18 goal differential. And you know what? These guys were my dark horse pick for the Stanley Cup. And after my miserable predictions for this upcoming season so far, they're making me look pretty good. This team is playing fantastic hockey. Bob is playing like Bob. He's 6-0 with a 1.81 goals against average. Spencer Knight showing that he might be the real deal and is a great tandem down in Florida. Spencer is 2-0-1 with a 1.95 goals against average. Like Carolina, their top dogs are doing what they need to do. Huberdeau with 11 points, Barkov with another 10. The role guys are stepping up, playing great position hockey. You have Reinhart, you got Bennett. They're all doing just amazing down in Florida in the system that is down there. Now, we're talking about that system. I think now the big question around the Florida Panthers is they were rocked by the uncovering of the Chicago Blackhawks sexual abuse scandal. Joel Quenneville resigned from position as head coach. So, the real question is, after this team has played so well this year under Joel Quenneville, are they going to be able to keep it up with the new coach? Is the new Nets guy going to come in and try to change a lot, or is he just going to let these guys go? Only time can tell, but I think these guys truly are the real deal. And to wrap up my top three, Calgary at number 3 with a 6-1-1 record with a plus 14 goal differential. They're taking advantage of a weak division that's just being wrecked by injuries right now. Sorry, Vegas. Things are just clicking for the Flames. And that was one of my biggest questions going into the season was, will they be able to put all the tools that they have together and really produce as a top tier team? And so far, so good. Markstrom is on another level right now, putting shutouts in 3 of his last 4 starts. He has a 4-1-1 record with a 1.33 goals against average. Gaudreau stepping up with 11 points. Hopefully he can keep it going on. I know there's a lot of rumors around him with him being a contract here, so this might be a year for him to really take it to another level. Out of the 3 teams that I listed as my top 3 hot, this is the only team that I feel least confident that they can keep it up. I think that it's really easy early on to, be dominant and to, wreak havoc on a division that is just so far below the rest of the league. But if they can keep this up and consistently through the entire year, they might be a team out of the West, because who knows, that Pacific division could be an absolute wild card. So to wrap up my hot, I did an honorable mention to make it a top 5. So my honorable mention number 4 will be the Washington Capitals with a 5-0-3 record. Ovi's going to Ovi. And then the New York Rangers with a 6-2-1 record. Let's switch things over to the least fortunate. The top three cold teams for the month of October. First up, you have the Arizona Coyotes with an 0-8-1 record with a minus 26 goal differential. And honestly, you can't blame them when they're stuck with this self-imposed salary cap limit that the ownership put on. I don't know what exactly their plans are. I think they're just trying to figure out what they're going to be doing, if they're going to be in Arizona, if they're relocating. I think that's all up in air, and I don't think they want to spend much money right now. And this is a situation that we think we all saw coming. Nobody really had this team doing anything. We had them at the cellar of the Central Division, and this is kind of on par with what I thought. I thought they would have picked up a win or two by now, but it's early. I mean, teams got to get going. But yeah, Arizona Coyotes are the coldest team on my top five. Number two, in the bottom five, I should say, the Chicago Blackhawks with an 0-7-2 record with a minus 20 goal differential. And this is one that I did not see coming at all. I knew that there was going to be some growing pains with a completely revamped team. Their entire defensive unit, minus two guys, is brand new. You have a brand new goalie, Marc-Andre Fleury, who is just, I don't know if he's just not looking good or it's just puck luck is just totally against this team right now. But just nothing seems to be going right for this team to open up this season for them in October. Interim GM Kyle Davison has got to make a move. If he is going to stick with Carlton, there needs to be some confidence put out there, and it needs to be known that he is the guy. If not, they need to make a move sooner than later so they can try to salvage the season before this gets out of hand. I know that there is so much more going on in Chicago besides hockey with everything that has come out the last week. Trust me, I know, I hear it all day. And it would be nice if this team that essentially wasn't a part of that 2010 team didn't have the distraction of the off-ice stuff, and they are just going to have to really show what it takes, to be a pro hockey player and try to put the distraction that the past caused for them and just try to keep moving forward. I think they're going to get their first win tonight when this is being posted against the Ottawa Senators. If not, I think we're going to be seeing a coaching change soon in Chicago. And to wrap up my bottom three, we have the Montreal Canadiens, who are 2-8-0 with a minus 15 goal differential. Last year's Cinderella story has turned into an absolute horror show. It doesn't help that you don't have Carey Price, Shea Weber. You expected more from Caulfield, who was sent down today. It'll be interesting to see if they can find the magic again, like they did last year. I think last year was a fluke. It was them taking advantage of being in a Canadian division where it wasn't the strongest. I think Winnipeg was it, and they were very easily sneak into that playoff position. And you know what? Once you get to the playoffs, it's anybody's game. But I think that this is more on par with the Montreal Canadiens right now. It's not going to change much until they get Carey Price back and they get a little bit healthier and they kind of really find their groove and find their identity after a post Stanley Cup run. So to wrap up the cold teams of October, instead of doing a top five, I'm doing a dishonorable 6 because there are 3 teams tied with the next worst record in the league. You have the Ottawa Senators, Vancouver Canucks, and Seattle Kraken all coming in at 3-5-1. So they will be all tied for 4th, 5th, and 6th. We'll just put them there. Hey, and there you have it. There are the top 5, bottom 6 teams from the NHL for the month of October. Let me know who you would say were the top dogs and who were the losers of the month of October. And let me know who you expect to, take over those positions come December 1st. There's a lot of teams that I think are just waiting to just take over and take their game to the next level. And it's just a kind of a feeling out process early on. And, it's only between 8 and 10 games to start the season. So a lot of hockey still left. A lot can change. Hopefully my Chicago Blackhawks will figure it out. But I have a feeling they might still be in the bottom 6 come December. Like this video, leave a comment again. Let me know what you think, who the top dogs are. Subscribe to the Hockey Podcast Network. Check out my show, the Windy City Benders Podcast, where you find all your podcast apps, sites, YouTube, all that good stuff, and social media at WCB Podcast. Make sure you follow the Hockey Podcast Network on all social media at HockeyPodNet. Share this video, and we will see you on the next one.